Hi guys, my name is Fi and welcome back to another episode of Mech Mechanic Simulator. And in this episode, we are going to do something different. We are going to do a little how-to. We're going to go down each of these stations and I'll tell you how to use them really. We're going to learn how to use them. And I think that will be it for this series in this game. And we'll start a new series tomorrow. So let's just get started. So the first one is the tablet. So the tablet, I can't remember how much it costs, but you get it on, I believe, your first prestige. You get the first free on your first prestige actually. And that basically lets you start jobs, finish jobs, and check items away from your computer. So if you go to your computer here, you can check jobs, you can go to company, global market, garage, and all that jazz. But if you're in the screen over here, let me just go down here and we'll check this out. If you're in the screen over here, you can do something like that into shop and see the shops. But if you have your tablet, you can press T to look at your job and apply for new jobs and start jobs and finish jobs. Or you can press I on your keyboard to go on to parts, loans, software, black market. Now you can't access your garage, your company and the stock market on the tablet. I've tried to look for the key commands and I can't seem to find it. I think maybe it's on the main menu, but I've pressed every key and it doesn't bring up anything else. So you've only got T and I. So T for jobs and I for black market, software, loans and parts. So that's that one. The next one should be the De-corrosion Station. So that's down here. Once you come down onto the first floor or ground floor, you could say, you get the De-corrosion Station. Now this machine helps you to de-rust your products. You have a fuel system here. This, out of all the machines, has less fuel costs than any other station. Now this fuel is used differently than any other station. With this one, you will have a set amount of fuel for each item that you use.
Can you pay for my maintenance?
And each item will cost 20% of fuel. So I have 60 now. We're going to go through one of the items that I've got. Let's do this one here. And it will take 20%, so hit 40 after we're done. Now you'll come onto this screen. You don't have any fuel meter here. You'll see that on other stations. And on other stations, it will slowly go down. But with this station, it's different. No matter how long you take or how quick you take, it will always take 20% fuel. Now down here, you have a laser meter of how big or small you want your laser. Sometimes the rust can be quite difficult to get off. So sometimes you'll need to up it and then press your left mouse button. Or sometimes you'll want to lower it and do it like that. Now, there is a mechanic to this where you can overheat a part of your item and it will warn you when you're doing it. Now, I have not actually overheated any item before. So we're gonna actually try it on this, or another item actually. We'll finish this one. So once you get all the rust off, like so, you will get repaired. It will come from the rust status to repaired status. The rating doesn't really matter as of yet. I don't know if there's gonna be an update where they change that, where you get more money or less money, depending on what items or what the rating is of the item you replace it with. But yeah, at the moment, I don't believe it matters. Correct me if I am wrong. So as you see, it's gone down to 40%. So let's get this and let's just overload it. So I'm gonna put it on full blast and we're gonna see what happens when it overloads. Nothing really. Wow, look at that. It's damaged there. So what would that do? Okay, so I'm pretty much melting it. So it gives you a lot of chance. Now, will I have to do something else to repair that? Now, I don't know if that is going up. It looks like it, but that could be my imagination. Okay, so yeah, when you overload it too much, it breaks, which is great because that sign means we need to weld it, and that's what we're going to do next. So there you have it. That is the De-corrosion Station. Again, it took 20% fuel. It cost $1,500 to replace the whole fuel. All you have to do is press buy fuel and it goes up to the top. All right, let's look at the welding station. So with the welding station, we need to, we just had this as well. This is what we broke. This is the fuel. So you can see this one has sort of like 56%. So with this one, the longer you take in the welding process, the more fuel you'll use. So it's not a fixed amount. So I'm going to fill it up and we're going to take a look at this. So once you go into it, you come onto this screen. Here shows how many points need to be welded. On this item, there are 2. I've seen 3, I've seen 4, and I've seen 1. I've never seen higher than 4, and obviously it can't go lower than 1. This is your fuel level, so you can see it's slowly going down. So the longer I take, the more fuel I'll use. So you want to try and do this pretty quick. Now you can use the WASD to rotate and all that. And what you got to do is when the grid goes red, you want to press your left mouse button. So as you can see, it's blue here. As I get closer to the mark, it gets pink, then it slowly gets red. And when I click it, there you go, it welds that part. Then I need to find the last bit, there, and done. That broken item or icon has gone to repaired icon, and it's 70% done. And there you go, I had 100% and now I've got 69%. So that took 30% fuel, but that is a long time. Normally you'll do that a little bit faster. Okay, so let's go and check the next station. Okay, so we've done the tablet, we've done the De-corrosion Station, done the welding station. Next is the painting station, electronic station, and calibration station. So first we'll go into the painting station. Now with this, and this is why I've got this job here, you will get jobs with specific paint requirements, and we need to go all the way down here into this area. You see the paint station icon here. This is your paint station. So what I tend to do, I bring down the little what work to do on the left top corner there, right here, and here you will see this is just an additional task for this one. Sometimes you do get it as a main task, so be wary of that. Here you will see we paint the mech using palette CP09. So that's the first thing we need to look at. So if we go to CP09 here, that gives us this palette here. Then what it wants is it wants 2 colors at G002 and Y002. Now you can have multiple colors on there, but what I do, I tend to delete all the colors I don't need, just so I don't use the wrong ones in the painting area. And then we'll choose. So you press change, it will show you here what level or item you're locked onto. Then you'll go over here and you'll find the color that you need. So the first color we're looking for is G002, which is that one. And I do like to go in order just to make sure I can relate everything and see everything easier. To go to the next one, you just click change again. You see the blue light go down here, and now we're looking for yellow 002. I believe that means yellow and green. So there we go, Y002. So that's your 2 colors. Then you would go to paint. It will bring it in to the painting room and we can have a little bit of fun. Now, the first color that you put in there will fill the whole machine with that color. And here are the colors you chose. So obviously we only chose 2 colors and there's 3 empty spaces. So you can have up to 5 colors max. Up here, you got brush size. You can fill or you can change the brush size up here. So if I press fill and I choose this color, I literally paint it yellow. Or if I press that and I change the brush size to pretty much max, that is max. There you go, I can spray each individual bit with that. Now I can bring the brush size to very small, and you can see it literally does little bits of paint. So you can be quite detailed or precise where how you want to paint. And to be honest, when I do it for a job, I don't really care. I literally just put a little dot of what colors they need, because at the end of the day, you're getting rid of it. It won't really mean anything after. But when you have your own mech, this can be quite fun. And then on the next screen, so sorry I didn't show you that. At the bottom here, we've got cancel, we've got next. On the next screen, you've got decor. You can put the bomb there. We can put marks. And this would be good when you're making your own mech, just to make it stand out that much more. And there's quite a few here. With that, you can rotate and you can scale from up here. You can also use the Q, E, F, R keys to do that. And then once you're complete, you press confirm. It comes back out with its new paint job. And then you close this. And if we look at the top corner, left corner, you can see it's got a green tick. It is all done. Now that looks like a lemon and a lime had a baby. And it's going to be a very scary mech when it comes into battle. Okay, so that's that done. The next one was, so we had paint, there was a calibration. So let's do the calibration, and I forgot what the middle one was, but we can always check that out. All right, so the calibration station is over here. Little chair here, I'm guessing we sit in that. It will ask you to do, oh, mech is not fully operational. So there you go, you need to repair the mech first. So I'm going to quickly repair this mech and we will check that out. Okay, so I've repaired the mech because apparently we can't calibrate it without repairing it. So it makes sense because we are to calibrate it, we need to actually use the mech. Now I chose the Wraith, that's what this mech is, because I like the calibration of this machine. But there are three types of calibration. There's mining, combat, and agility. Mining, you go around a cave mining ore, but you have flamethrowers attacking you. Now, to deal with that, you need to cool down your machine at right time so you don't overheat and fail the calibration. Agility, you need to be able to jump around, run, and hop around sort of thing, slide under things, and get to the finish point. This one is going to be the combat one. We're going to have to hold a certain position for a certain amount of time, but first we need to kill turrets, and while we're holding that position, we need to kill flying drones. So let's go into this calibration. To start the calibration, we need to solve this equation. Now it's like, if you've ever done programming before, it's like that. You just use loops and values. So our actual value is 0. Our expected value, once we hit end, should be 6. You have hint and you have launch. Now you have to fill out every single line. If I press launch, line's empty, so it won't launch unless all lines are filled out. And it's good that I got this calibration because this is also something you need to see. This line will cause an error, so you have to get past this line. When this is the case, you normally get a skip next line. So once you see this, you know the top one is going to be skip next line. It has to be, because you have to skip that line. So we want to hit 6 and we start at 0. We've got a loop start and a loop end. Now what this does is that anything inside this loop will be repeated 6 times. So if I put, say, a value of 2 in there, that value will be repeated 6 times and it will add up to 12, which is 2 times 6. So we're going to start this loop here, and what we want to do is we want to get to 6. So the way to do this for this one is that we want to repeat the number 1 6 times, and to get the number 1 we can add 2 and subtract 1. So essentially, that is 2 minus 1, which is 1, which is repeated 6 times. Then we put the loop end right here. Whoops. So that after 6 turns, the loop ends and it does a value check. So let's launch that. And that will slowly but surely reach the expected value that we need. Now, I've been through quite a few of them and they're not particularly difficult, but they can be confusing. They can try and throw you off a bit. Okay, so this is one of the calibrations once you're done. So that is the area that I need to hold. But first, I need to go around and destroy all these turrets. I've got a left click, which is a machine gun, and I've got a right click, which is missiles. So I'm going to go around, kill these machines. Now, if I take too much damage, this calibration fails. But I've never took too much damage before. And it could, there we go. So if you see on the left bottom corner, that's going to be my health, and the right bottom is my overheat of my weapons. Now, if your weapons overheat, they will take a long time to reload. And there you go, all done. So now once I get in this circle, oh no, they come straight away apparently. There you go. So in the top center, I've got a timer of how long I need to hold this circle for. So we're going to clear these out and hopefully not die in the process. And complete this calibration. So 2 seconds left. And done. That calibration is successful. Now what that does, now no mission actually gives you the job of calibrating. As you can see on the top left, main task, there's no mission there to calibrate your machine. But when you do calibrate your machine and we finish the job, we get a calibration reward. So we get 8,000, that can range between 8,000 to 10,000 depending on how much the initial job was, which is a decent amount of money. So you saw what I did. I didn't do much. Quickly just solved the equation, killed some robots, and that gave me an extra $8,000 to play with, which is lovely. All right, so the other thing on that station list is the electronic station. Now, this one has 3 machines, as you can see, and they all work differently. The only thing that is the same with these is that they use the same amount of fuel. So if I look at here, you got 46% fuel. If I look here, 46% fuel. And if you go down here, 46% fuel. So be careful with that. It can easily run out of fuel. Again, like the welding machine, the longer you are in the process of fixing your wires, these are normally made for wires, electronic cables, the more fuel you'll use. So it is a good idea to use as much fuel as possible, use as less fuel as possible by doing it as fast as possible. So let's take a cable here and let's jump into this. Get this quick little animation, and this is the easier one out of the 3. So what you want to do, you got your fuel here going down slowly. You got all of this to look at. What you want to do, you want to get these white or light squares down to here. You always start at green, you got to hit orange. Now to do that, you just left click these and that will let them pass through. Down here, you have actions. So you have available actions, 19, and I've used 3, so I've only got 16 left. So I've got to use 16 actions to get it all the way down there. So if we go through, with that, nope, there's a dead end there. So we carry on going. How far does that take us? Up here. And then it takes us to here, down here, and it hits that. And that's done. There you go. From damaged to repaired. I used a lot of fuel there because I took my time. So I used 33% fuel, which is quite a lot. Let's get some more. So now that's done, we're going to go over here and look at this one. So this one normally takes motors, as you can see with the MO. We're going to confirm that. And it's going to look the same as the first station. But with this station, we need to make sure that it touches all of these purple ones. So what you need to do, you need to get rid of the reds next to the purples. We need to get it all the way down here to touch that one. So let's get that going down here. And there you go. Because they were all touching, it completed it. So again, if we look inside, you have the purples, you have the orange. Every purple needs to be touched by the light squares. Your fuel is constantly going down. You can buy fuels inside this. And once you touch all the purples, hit the yellow, you are done. Right, last but not least is this bad boy here. So let's buy some more fuel. Let's confirm that. So on this one, you don't want the lit squares to touch the purples. So I have available actions 17. I can put red squares. Oh, I came out of that by accident. Let's go back in there. Don't press right click when you're doing stuff. It always exits the program. Okay, so I can press left click to add a red square or take away a red square.
Did you say something?
So if we just open these up,
Sorry, I have too many tasks open at the
we're
same
touching
time.
that one at the moment. Now, okay, there you go. Now it's not going to complete because I am touching that one. So what I want to do, I want to finish that up, and there you go. As long as none of them are touching the purple, you can complete the task. Now, that also takes all your fuel, and remember, the fuel is shared between all 3 stations. So you want to do this as quick as possible. You really do. It does take a lot of fuel. It costs 3,000 to refuel the whole 100% from 0. Right, and the next one, let me check what that is. Okay, so the last 3 are the software station, the mission table, and the crafting station. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the software station. I think we can just access that through pressing I for your tablet to bring up the shops. You go into software and you have these bad boys. And what I'll do actually is I will show you how to install software. So maybe I will use my robot because I don't want to. If you put the wrong software in another robot, you just lose money. So I'm quickly just going to buy a robot. I haven't got that one yet. Let's buy that bad boy. Let's work on it. And let's go and see it. So that's my personal robot now. I don't really need it because I've got a unique one and I want to get all unique ones. These ones, I'm meh. So when you come to this console down here, you have this software bit. Now, you'll get missions that ask you to upgrade the software or downgrade the software. So you have between 0 and 3. Now some, you could get a mech where it says, oh, we have a level 2 OS on it. We want a level 0 or we want a level 1. And then you take out the level 2, you put a level 1. But a lot of the times they want you to put a level 3 in there. So we're going to buy a level 3, which is 8,500. Yes, it's a lot of money. And what that does for your own mechs is that adds more ability to use perks for when we get to the mission table. So what we need to do is just click on the level 3 OS. It will upload it. Once it's uploaded, press OK, and there you go. We've got more perks. That also opens up in the software is if you press perks up here. All these perks help with the mission table. And I'll show you some once we are at the mission table. So let's just get a recon perk. So that counters unknown territory, corporate patrols. Some missions may have unknown territory or corporate patrols in them, and that just helps you complete that mission. So by that, you can pull it in here. You can see I've already got a few already. Pull it in, wait for it to load up, and then bam, it's there. Now they normally come with a perk already, so this has 5% chance of success in missions, in mining missions, which is okay. So that is the software done. Now let's go and look at the crafting station, which is this bad boy here. Now the crafting station comes again in two parts. The first part doesn't use fuel, it uses your items. Now these items up here in the top right are used for crafting. These items is what I have in my inventory at the moment. If I click one, you can see what it gives you. So here it gives me one green, one cyan, and one blue. I forget what they're called. They're like TIFINME or something like that. I'm guessing they're periodic table names for what metals they are. Right, so when you put an item there, you can put multiple. You then will see how many items you'll get once you press start. So it says here 3 items, it is not full yet, and how much time it takes. Once you click it, you see it takes 60 seconds to completely do everything that we needed it to do. After the time is up, you will get these items added on to here. So we'll let that run because I don't really need the items. Here now you have fuel, so let's get that to 100%. Now this is every single part that you can buy in the game, and instead of buying it, you can just make it. Now there's 73 pages of this. You can filter via mech or parts of the mech. If you put no mech, you can just filter by wires, modules, chassis, and all that. So once we get something, so let's say this is the next one I want to get, and I want some hydraulics for it. I want to make sure there's hydraulics. Press apply. You can see here what it costs you. Now let's say I want to get this hydraulics. That'll cost me 423 of the materials here. As you can see, I've got quite a bit. If I press create, we look in production. Now that's going to take 1 minute 35 seconds. I can queue things up, so let's create that as well. Whoops, not filter. So there you go. They do not get made at the same time. Once that's done, then it will go to that. But what you can do, what the fuel is used for, and I really don't recommend using the fuel for this. The only situation where you'll use the fuel is if you're under a time limit. So if we go here, you can see it says 14 or 13, it will constantly go down the more time that goes away. Now we can use that amount of fuel to finish the product right away. So if I press finish now, done. It used 15 fuel or however much fuel it used. And the other one is started. Again, you got a fuel cost. Now, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. The only time I'll do that is if I had a mission, it had a deadline, and I had an unrepairable item that I can't repair myself and I have to make a new one. Now, if you have the materials, great. It will cost you nothing really. It will just cost you materials where the item could cost you like £10,000 in the shop. You don't really want that. So you want to finish this, and if you're under a time limit, you press finish now. If you're not under a time limit, just walk away, do something else, come back to it, check your production, and eventually it will be done. And that way you can save yourself quite a decent amount of money. All right, so oops, bit of a lag there. Let's check the last station, and that's up here next to your computer. And what's going on with my computer? So the last station is this bad boy here, and this is the mission station. Now you can see down here you have different types of missions. You can see this is an arena mission, these two are mining missions, and this is a distress mission. Now I don't think there's a way to reset this to re-roll what missions you have. The only way to do that is actually complete the mission, and then it changes once you complete. So I've got 2 missions that I'm doing right here. These 2 are complete. If you go into reports, it will show you what missions are in progress and what are complete. You can see what items you're going to get for succeeding in the missions. You can click the world tab to go back to the world tab. So let's complete this mission here. So we got success. It didn't fail. I've not failed a mission yet. So I don't know if you can fail missions. You can, but I don't know how easy it is to fail a mission. So I got $44,000 for that, and I got 23 reputation, which is a decent amount of reputation. So if we press OK, you can see I've got more money and more rep. Again, with this one, complete it. We got some parts from Sakura Corp. So that one will mainly be for the Sakura robots. I will get some broken parts that I can go and fix myself or put in the crafting station to get resources. So let's look at the missions. Now, with these missions, you will have this, which tells you what you need to know. This is just a bio of the mission, and this is where your mechs are. Now, the reward. This is the materials for crafting, so that's pretty good. So it's TI materials, FE materials, and SI. So I'm guessing that's silicon, iron, and titanium, if I'm correct with my periodic table. That will give me, it doesn't tell you how much you'll receive, it just says some. That will give me some to go up there once it's completed. Now the hazards could make you fail a mission, and I believe that's the main thing that makes you fail a mission. With this hazard, the temperature in this area is very high, so you need an anti-heat module. You don't need it, but it will help of the success of the mission. So I don't think I have an anti-heat in here. So what you would need to do, you need to buy the module, and then you can put it in there and it will tick this off. So if I go to Arena and use this mech has a module of counters 1 hazard in the arena. So it automatically counters the first hazard. So anti-blast shield. Do I have that anyway? Yep, I already have an anti-blast shield anyway. So if I press this, you see a tick there. That means we've covered that hazard. It's no problem. We're gonna destroy this arena. With arena ones, you get cyber mech and black market tokens and reputation. Once you've selected your mech, and you could press more than 1, you can press up to 3. Do that, you have to pay for a mission. So it's normally around 4,000 for these hazard missions, and you press yes, and then you got the timer. So that's the seconds, that's the minutes. Now I think it starts at 50 seconds. So every 50 ticks it goes down by 1. So it's not exactly 19 or 20 minutes, it's a bit less. Once that's done, we then go on the report screen and we press complete. And as you can see here, there's 2 more spaces for more mechs. So again, minor mission. Now with this mech, it's got a special module where all missions cost 10%. So as you can see, there's no tick here because we don't have the module for that. I can accept, but the 10% is down. So it was 4,000, now it's 6,300. So that's 400 less money. Press yes, done. And you can see all the mechs that you put on missions in here. And that's it, really. Other than stations, you do have your global stock market where you can buy and sell stock. The more stock you have in a company, when you do missions for them, you get a bonus bit of money. And you have your garage where you can buy mechs, and you have quite a lot of space. 10,000 per slot. The slot money doesn't go up, so if I buy that, it's still 10,000, still 10,000, still. Let's just buy it all just to make sure. And there you go, all done. They all cost 10,000 each. Here you can move it to garage. I think it's out there already. You can sell it, and if you move it to garage, it will just tell you work on. It will tell you the state it's in, this software level, and that it's damaged basically. So you can't really send it on a mission until it is repaired. So that is it for Mech Mechanic Simulator. I'm open to any challenges you want to see. If you've got any ideas, comment down below. If this video has helped you in any way, like, and if you want to see more content, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next series, which is going to be 2 games actually. It's going to be Evil Geniuses 2 and The Witness. They're going to be going side by side, so alternating days they're going to be uploaded. So I hope to see you on the next season. Peace.